Yeah. Anyway, so do you want to let us know about another driving adventure then?
No, I can't think of any really. Just you meet all sorts of obnoxious people when you're doing that job who generally work in the loading bays of these big companies. Although I do remember delivering to a place at Hellaby Industrial Estate in Rotherham where I was on a multi-drop mission and stressed as usual, and I got to this particular delivery address. They were sat outside having their sandwiches, which is fair enough, having their lunch, etc. And I said, could you deliver could I unload this pallet? This pallet of machineries for you? I need it unloaded, but it needs forking off. A fork truck.
Yeah.
And the guy says to me, well, fork off and come back at 2 o'clock when we've had a dinner. And I just thought, well, you need this quite urgently apparently, but I'm taking it back. I may try to come back if I can later, but I'm not going to guarantee it. You won't take it off now.
What time did you get there?
About lunchtime.
Can you remember the exact time? 12?
12 and 1 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
So they were entitled to their lunch, obviously.
Yeah, but the thing is,
they don't have to be so rude about it.
They might not have been happy.
The same as Alder's huge department store. They're people that worked in the where the incoming goods were coming. They were pretty obnoxious, a lot of them. I said to one of them once, I did, honestly. I said to him, do you take, is it a prerequisite for Alders that you're an obnoxious git to work for them? You know what I mean?
Did anyone threaten to eat you?
Yeah, I got threatened to get bit. No, but the guys, one at Basildon particularly, the guy that did help me said, he's a cunt, that guy. The guy that, and I met a lot of that. Multi-dropping around Essex, or multi-dropping around Plymouth and Devon and Cornwall, or multi-dropping around Bristol.
Were there any particular areas of the country where you find the most obnoxious people, or was it the bigger towns mainly, or?
Probably the bigger towns, yeah. I remember going to Croydon, where I was actually born, ironically, and I said he was a fat guy. I always remember him. Got a load of lorries lined up. I'm in a big van, but not as big as the lorries, obviously. So I have to go down and virtually beg them to take it off, you know what I mean? And it's an horrible feeling. The minute you get down there, you say, oh, hello, excuse me, or something like that, and he's, what the F do you want? You know what I mean? It's horrible.
Yeah. Did you ever fancy bribing people?
I hate driving people around.
Bribing?
Oh, bribing. Bribing?
For them to take the stuff off your truck.
No, if they weren't, if they weren't at first, when I had that kind of reaction, I was really worried about it, and I thought, I don't know what to do, and I wasted so much time waiting for them to do it.
Yeah.
That I was late for my other drops.
Yeah.
But it's not just that you were late for your other drops; it makes you stressful.
Yeah.
That you've got to get from where you are now to where you're going, and you don't know the area.
Yeah.
It's not just me. I mean, my friend at DDS, John, we call him John a Kebab because he's very, very thin. But he's a great guy and he's a great driver. He drives their DDS. He drives their trucks and their vans for them. And he's had the shit taken out of him because he's very thin or whatever, you know what I mean? But he's a good lad, a very good lad. He's running a disco now in Rotherham, so I might go and watch him and maybe pick those skills up again. That's when COVID decides it's not going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. I tidied all that for you.
What you said about the beer?
I said I tidied all that up for you.
Oh, I see.
She says, thank you, love. So anyway, this isn't very interesting, is it? So
Well,
let's
no,
scrap it.
it's somewhat interesting. No, don't scrap it. So, what do you think might be the most exciting driving job in the world then?
I don't know, I hate driving. Actually, that's not strictly true. I grew to hate driving, and now I like to drive on a pleasure basis. If I was driving to Aberdeen or anywhere on holiday, yeah, it's great. You know.
I saw a film once. I think it was it was a French film, and it was about a guy who had to drive some gelignite. I think it was the, what's the
Artificial eye. Artificial eye.
No, it was a movie, and it was what's it called, that explosive that if you just shake
TNT.
it, if you just shake it a bit it can explode. Is it not gelignite? It's something like it's you know, literally you can just, if it shakes too much it'll explode.
Yeah. I know. I can't think what it's called though.
Anyway, it was this truck driver. They needed this, you know, this extreme explosive to help do whatever they wanted to do. And nitroglycerine it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he had to drive his truck very carefully, because otherwise, you know, there would.
It could.
Well, he would have,
yeah.
you know, he'd have died with his in the truck.
Yeah.
And it was a really good film actually.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I think it was a French film. So if you put French film about lorry driver in, because that would put a different aspect to driving, wouldn't it? You know. Sort of.
See, I wanted to do my HGV as well. I had a real thing about being a lorry driver.
Yeah.
You know, because I love lorries. I think they're magnificent, you know. And I think the drivers, primarily 99% of the drivers are the best drivers on the road, definitely, without a doubt. And, you know, they get some shit deals as far as their stopover points for the night or whatever. You know, the prices. I mean, there are some designated proper truck stops.
Yeah.
But there's others where you've got to go into your Leicester Forest and all them on the motorway, and they charge you the earth. They even the car drivers they charge the earth on, but for lorry drivers who are doing a job, it's crippling. You know what I mean? What
is that? They charge you the earth for parking your vehicle? You mean
overnight? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They have to have they're ruled by the tachograph.
I see.
Lorry drivers, so they need somewhere to pull in. They pull in somewhere like Leicester Forest. I don't know if it's changed now or not. Maybe, or one of the big service stations on the way down the M1 or the M6 or whatever. And you know, they have to pay a bit of money.
Yeah. Well, any idea how much it is then?
No, not now. I don't know.
What did it used to be then?
I don't know. I wasn't a lorry driver. I could park my van anyway.
Yeah.
But lorry drivers are definitely the best drivers on the road. Whatever argument you hear from anybody else, they're definitely the best professional drivers. On them, probably bus drivers, but certainly heavy goods. You know, they're the best. And they keep the country rolling as well.
Yeah.
You know, but they get a raw deal sometimes. Maybe I should be a spokesman for the Road Haulage Association.
Well, yeah, I mean, they might, yeah. Yeah, if they probably want union officials occasionally.
Yeah, well, I would. I've always had a hankering, I had a real hankering to be a lorry driver when I was 30.
Yeah.
And then even then I thought, oh, well, they won't take, I'm too old at 30, which is ridiculous. And then I did go for a couple of assessments in a lorry just to see if I could handle a lorry with a 40-foot trailer behind it.
Yeah.
And I did it as a trial.
Yeah.
And I did okay, but I didn't have the money to pay for it.
No.
So anyway, look interested, for God's sake.
No, I was just thinking round the corner from Betty Tigers. There's a.
Oh, I know the bus
Sheffield
place.
Transport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I thought about that. Yeah.
Well, that'd be.
I've thought about that very much actually. I thought maybe it would be a good way to get back on because it's local and it's not,
Yeah.
I'm not having to go to bloody Ipswich or somewhere. Not that there's anything wrong with Ipswich, but,
No.
but
Long way.
it's a long way.
The smaller roads, I suppose.
Pardon? Yes, yeah.
The more tricky roads,
yeah,
I imagine.
more tricky. They've opened it up a bit now with the A14 off the M1, which
Yeah.
cuts down towards East Anglia and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting bored with this, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I would just. No, I'm just tired. But do you ever see that John Cleese film called Clockwise?
No. I know of it, but I didn't watch
Oh,
it.
you ought to watch that
I
sometime.
I did start to watch it, and I didn't find it funny at all.
You didn't. Well, probably. You might. Mind you. You found.
But then again, I don't have a sense of humour.
You found Larry Grayson funny.
Yes.
And maybe you didn't used to find him funny, but now you
Well,
do.
I found Larry Grayson funny because of his campness and his. It's just his campness and which I found funny about him. I don't know why, because there was just something about the way he did things that made me giggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
but John Cleese, it's a funny film because he's, I think he's become a headmaster, and I think he's come from a fairly humble background, and he's going to speak at this posh headmaster's talk. He's giving the main lecture because he's headmaster of the year, and as he's come from a humble background, the one thing that he really doesn't want to do is be late, because he was a bit of a wastrel to a certain extent, because he was always late for things and everything. But all of a sudden, when he got in charge of his tardiness, and he was able to get on time to places, it really boosted his career. And then things started to progress for him, and he eventually ended up as this headmaster of the year. But he had to get to Norwich to give the speech to all the posh headmasters from all over the country, sort of thing. But unfortunately, certain circumstances come against him, and he ends up missing his train, and then he's desperate to go down to he's desperate to be on time. So through various different circumstances, he gets more and more
Frustrated.
well, partly, but also he sort of takes more and more risks in order to get there. There's a young girl who's a sixth form pupil, and he persuades her to drive him down to Norwich, you see, because his wife's using a car and he can't find a car, and and then the wife sees John Cleese with this young teenage girl driving down, and she's got a couple of old ladies in the back of her car, and she thinks her husband's having an affair, and she thinks that John Cleese is having an affair with this sixth former, whereas in actual fact she's seen one of the senior teachers, sort of thing. So it ends up all these people John Cleese is going down with the young woman, and then the police are chasing him because the young girl's parents have reported the car was stolen, and so there's like about 5 different vehicles, all with different reasons, and it's a really funny film, and he's desperate. The more desperate he gets to get to the talk on time, the more ridiculous things happen that he has to overcome. So I definitely recommend it. It's quite you could probably see it a bit on YouTube to give you a feeling of what it's.
Okay.
Anyway, do you want to say any final thing before we?
Well, I think I'm going to call it a night now because Elton's obviously getting tired and we're not making the dialogue that we did before. So until he wakes up again, ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Yeah, thanks a lot, Graz, and I hope quite a number of people listen to your story. And
Pretty late again, isn't it?
all right then. All the best then, Graz. Thanks for your time again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.